Welcome. I'm Travis.
And I'm Tyler, and this is Strategies for Success, a show that explores many topics while aiming to equip listeners with simple and practical lessons you can use in your everyday life.
Now join us on our journey as we reach for the impossible. Hey guys, it's Trav.
And it's Tyler.
Hey, we're back for another episode of Strategies for Success, and we're starting to get into some series that we're going to be doing. I don't want to put a number on it. Tyler don't either. That we want to just, where every once in a while we're going to be talking about like one of our last episodes, but remembered for success. Also giving back some of the side notes where we're talking about strategies for success with different people, and then also the gold nuggets with Dad. You know. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have a few repeats, but today we're going to do something special. So today we're talking about giving back. And what does that actually mean? What does it mean to give back? So from time to time, we're going to be talking about this topic because we believe that it is very, very, very important. And so as we see things arise, maybe there's local things going on in our community, maybe there's things going on nationally, we're going to encourage people to give back. So in the last several years, one thing that's really came to light is, just a lot of political unrest. But beyond how you believe politically and how you vote, it's just the hatred that has come out. People just hate each other. They don't even know each other, but they hate each other. Mm-hmm. And so as we're going over these topics for giving back, we want to encourage you to do the opposite of these things. So the things you're seeing in the news and the media, don't let those set your tone. So the first thing that we want to cover is volunteering. We've talked about many resources. Different people have different resources. And time is our most valuable. So volunteering your time is something of great value that can be given. And I guarantee you, if you don't know where to volunteer, do a quick little Google search and there'll be places in your own community where you can volunteer.
Yeah, and like Travis was saying, people have different resources. That also happens, if you're super busy, like maybe Travis is busy this weekend when there's a opportunity to volunteer, he may be able to say, hey, I'm going to be able to pay someone's way to go to this, whatever it may be, or give to that event to help them. It's just a different type of resource. And sometimes at different points of your life, I know like when I was younger, I was kind of joking with Travis earlier, but if someone would have said, hey, I'll give you $20 to come work all day. If I was really young, I'd be, oh man, $20. Now, if someone said that, not going to be as enticing because I'm older, have a job and work and stuff. So maybe if I'm busier and can't volunteer my time, I may be able to volunteer some money or something like that. Maybe I have a buddy that's free.
Absolutely.
Voluntold him.
When you're able to donate. So we're talking volunteering, talking donating. These are all ways of giving back. So resources, one of my good friends said, how do you spell love? You spell it T-I-M-E, spending time with people. But there's going to be that time that you're not going to be able to go, and be willing to give to enable people that have the resource of time to go. So for example, I believe it was Sunday or a couple Sundays back, we had a missionary and they were going to a foreign country. And I'll just tell you, I'm not loading up to go to a foreign country anytime soon. So I put in the offering basket because I want to make sure that I can help that individual when they're doing what they believe that their God has called them to do.
Yeah, and God has called different people to volunteer different resources. Just like Travis said, if those missionaries didn't have enough money, they wouldn't be able to go, but they're volunteering their time, and other people are volunteering the resource of money to help them volunteer their time.
Yeah. Just think of it like this. If you were going to work and you're bringing home your check and you're taking a percentage of your check and you're depositing into a savings, before long, you're going to have a wealth that is acquired. Well, the same thing goes for banking your actual resources of time and money. So take some of that money that maybe you're putting off to the side. Maybe it's skipping a cup of coffee at Starbucks or wherever, or maybe it's skipping a fast food or an out to eat meal. Take some of that money and reinvest it. Reinvest it in people that are making a difference. And then your time, whatever you're spending your time on, do a time audit. Look at it. How much time am I spending on social media, on my phone, on the TV, take that time and reinvest it by volunteering and helping. There's Big Brother and Sister. There's this boys ministry program that me and Tyler are involved for. You know what they tell me the biggest shortage is? People willing to give time.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's important to have a well-rounded team, I guess, and when people are volunteering, because if everyone donated money but no one showed up to actually do the work, then that'd be a problem too. So having each part of the body, and that kind of makes everything go around, keep the world spinning.
Absolutely. So guys, volunteering, donating, we're this isn't the challenge, but we're giving you a challenge. Give back. Look for areas in your community, in your town, that you can give back. That is where change and the difference starts. It starts on the local level. It's not some big, let's have this big national campaign. And while those things are great, that's not where change happens. Change happens a little bit at a time. We've talked about in one of our last episodes about these guys that were visionaries. Well, they were visionaries because they saw, just by doing this little bit of work, a little bit at a time, even when it looked bleak, they were making a difference. So now to our last one here, and this one's pretty easy. Be kind. That is giving back. All right?
Yeah, it's a lost art these days. It seems like a lot of times people are just, their natural reaction kind of grew from being kind to each other to being rude to one another. And like Travis was saying earlier, sometimes it just seems like I've seen people at work or even when I'm just around town, that it's like the tiniest thing just sets them off. And I know that people got all kinds of stuff going on in their life that, you don't know what happened the rest of their day, but it just seems like people are losing their patience a little bit. And so like at work or at a restaurant, I was at a restaurant a while back and this guy was kind of letting the waitress have it a little bit, complaining, and it come to find out it was over something that was like a couple extra bucks. And he wasn't like screaming or nothing like that, but I was just at the table next to him and it just seemed like he was kind of rude, and it wasn't really the waitress's fault, but it's, I'm kind of thinking this is over $2 and he's, causing this girl to have a bad day. And sometimes people, when they're in those situations, they don't really think about that's just another human being just like me, regardless of, if I was in their shoes, would I want that to happen to me? Probably not. Kind of goes back to the golden rule is, would I want that to happen to me? So treat others like you would have them treat you.
Yeah, we were doing our family devotion the other night, and I read this verse, and man, this fits right in. It said, why are you worried about the log in your brother's eye, the splinter in your brother's eye when you have a log in your own?
Yep.
And then the other part of that is basically, and I'm breaking it down to Trav's version, but it said, be careful how you measure people, because by this same measurement will you be measured.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough. We were driving through town the other day, and I saw this go down where a car stopped and the other guy stopped because he didn't want to rear end this car, and there was a motorcycle coming, and he whipped around to this outside lane, and he starts giving the business to this guy in the back car, not even knowing that he had to slam on the brakes to not hit the car in front of him. And I was thinking, if he would just cut that guy a little slack and think, I bet he had to stop for a reason.
Yep.
No one got hurt. There was no wreck. But, man, until the light turned green, he sat there the entire time shaking his fist and yelling. Light turns green, goes burning out, and there he goes.
Mm-hmm.
So remember to give back.
Yeah, and I think we try to wrap every episode up with a challenge. And
Yep.
I feel like a pretty good one. So next time someone makes you mad, next time something happens that you think, I'd really like to get mad, think about, do the opposite and be kind to that person. Just go above and beyond to be kind to them and volunteer your niceness.
Absolutely. We're not asking you to give time. We're not asking you to give money. Just return, be kind.
Be kind.
Say good morning. Say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so we've laid it out here. We've given you the challenge, and now it's time to
execute. Thank you for learning with us.
Join us next time as we reach for the impossible. I'm Travis.
And I'm Tyler.
And this is
Strategies for Success.